I'm Rachel and welcome back to my channel, Bales 1986 SW, and today I want to talk about a video Trudi Beanie mentioned. I'll link her channel down below and with Instagram. And I've been thinking about this all night since I've watched this. I did comment on her video to say I think I'm going to do a video about it. And that's about food triggers, food awards and food habits. And she really made this amazing video regarding it, and it's brought a lot of memories and feelings to the forefront of my mind, and I want to like spiel off what I'm thinking and make a video about it, and hopefully it'll help some other people and relate to them, because Trudy helped me think things out loud and how I've realised what I'm doing, and now I know why I've changed things. And I've never thought about it as food triggers. And when she said that word, it was like, boom, that's what it is. So I realised early on, but I never knew they were called food triggers. I just knew I did certain things at certain times. So I've talked about this before, but I'll just highlight it just for this video. I started my weight loss journey in September of 2017, and I've been on it for 25 weeks. I've currently lost 3 stone and 1 pound. I get weighed every Thursday at 9:30. And so that in mind, when I started in September, the first 2 weeks of starting Slimming World, I did the Slimming World diary. However, I changed it a bit. I did it more like a timeline Slimming World diary, a food diary, because I knew that what I'm eating wasn't a lot. I was just eating a lot of the wrong things and skipping meals and not eating fruit, not eating vegetables. So I knew that there were certain things I was doing throughout the day. So on a normal mum day, I'd drop the kids at school, come back, and it would be like a grab and go breakfast. So it could have been one of those burrito breakfast bars or something just to grab and to eat, and then get on with like cleaning the house or going up to school to do activities with the children. So it was a grab and go breakfast. Then I'd do something, come back home, and it would be like, oh, I've not had my dinner. So it would be a packet of crisps, a sandwich on white bread, loads of I have to have dairy-free butter because my daughter, dairy-free butter, and it would be a ham sandwich. And that would be it, and a coffee with 2 sugars, because to keep me going, and to give me that sugar fix which I was craving. And then pick the children up from school, and then it would be right, get the kids sorted. They'd have their little treat on a Monday, and then it'd be like, well, when I'm in the bakery getting the kids' treat, I've only had a packet of crisps and that, so I'll have a small sausage roll. That'll put me onto my tea. So I'd have this sausage roll, the kids will have their little afternoon snack on a Monday, and then we'll come home, I'd prepare tea, and like Trudy said, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about it, Trudy, is when the dinner was being prepared, I was bored, I couldn't wait for my dinner, I would snack. And I knew this, and I knew my patterns, and then when the kids went to bed, it was like, right, kids are in bed, I'll reward myself for having a good day, the house is all nice and tidy, I'm going to sit down, watch some rubbish on TV, and I'm going to have that hand-to-mouth action. And because I knew this early on, I needed to write those times down and see if there was a pattern in what I was doing. And I found out that there was, and those times what I've told you were the times which I struggled with. So now I have things in place for those times. So I have a good breakfast, but I don't have breakfast when the children have the breakfast, because I just don't have time. So I'll come back after school and I will prepare my breakfast. My dinner is already prepared. I already know what I'm going to have, it's there. Then before I pick the children up on a Monday, I have a snack. So it could be watermelon slices, it could be an apple, a pear. It's something which is quick and easy, and it's sweet enough to give me that sweet fix. Pick the children up from school, they can have their snack. If I still fancy a snack, then I'll have a pear or something like that. I keep all my sins at night time, and I will tell you about that. And then the kids will have their snack, we'll have our tea, my tea will be on plan, the kids will go upstairs to bed, and then it's my time. And that's when I knew where I'd scoff a lot of food in a very short period of time. Because what I was, it was I thought I was using it as boredom. I wanted that hand to mouth action. So now I have my sins on a night time. And I'm not saying I have 15 sins on a night time, but I have the majority of my sins. The top end of my sins is always about 8 sins. And I'll have my chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. So I'll have my chocolate, but I always have it with speed. So I'll always have speed food. So I'll have strawberries with melted chocolate. I'll have a pear before I have my chocolate, because maybe I don't want that chocolate, but because it's out and it's visual and I'm saying to myself, I can have that, I'll choose to have the pear first. And sometimes I'll think, I don't need that chocolate now. That pear's just done it. And then I'll probably only have like 3 or 4 sins. But because I give myself that option to be able to have that chocolate, I never feel deprived. So they're my food triggers. But all that being said is, I've got my notes here. Well, all that being said is, I can't do that when I'm on Star Week. I know this is too much information, but when I'm on Star Week, I can't have any chocolate, because like Trudi said, it's a spiral effect. If I have one piece of chocolate when I'm on my Star Week, I want to eat the whole bag, and I haven't got that self-control. My self-control goes when I'm on Star Week. So what I have to do now, and this sounds really stupid, but it works for me, is that week is my pamper week. I'll have a hair mask one day, I'll have a face mask, I'll have a foot mask. Even if I'm getting that I'm not hungry, I'm just craving that sugar, is I'll paint my nails. Because by the time I've waited for my nails to paint, to dry, that sugar fix and that craving's gone. Or I'll go, right, I'll tidy that piece of area of my bedroom. I'll tidy my shoe bit in my, I have my posh shoes in my wardrobe, I know. Like my high heels and stuff, which I don't wear every day, I have in my wardrobe. So I think, oh, I'll tidy them out, and then I'll tidy my handbags out. And by the time I know it, it's time to go to bed. And I've really got to keep myself occupied when I'm on my Star Week, because I cannot have chocolate. Because one piece of chocolate or something which is in my sins, like Trudi said, within my sins, I can't self-control it when I'm on my Star Week. It just spirals, and it really is. But because I know that, and because I know I have things in place now, and that's why I always keep on track. But I never thought about it like a spiral effect. It's just something I've acknowledged, but I've never put a name to it. And when Trudi went food spirals and food triggers, it was like, that's it. That's what it was. I've got my things in my notes because I'm really rubbish at remembering things. She said, Trudi mentioned food spirals, food emotions, food places, and I want to say food ease. So I've talked about my food spirals and my food triggers, my food emotions. That could be also with my Star Week as well, because I'm very emotional, I want to eat. But with my emotions is how I would overeat to compensate some emotions. Would be if my daughter was in a hospital, had a hospital appointment, and I didn't know if it wasn't just a normal checkup and it was something which was going to give me some news, I would be then like self-prepping myself of bad news, or if it was bad news, I'd do exactly the same thing. If it was bad news or it was good news, I would go into food emotions. I would eat my emotions in food. But now I have food in my bag, which is very handy because I don't go into the canteen anymore. So because I use my sins on the night time, if I'm going to the hospital for a hospital appointment and I don't know what the news is going to be, and I don't mean it's really bad news, but it could just be like a change in a schedule, and it's like, oh, something new again. Or if it's really good news, like, oh, she's put on so much weight in 6 months, it's like, yes, we've done it, we've gone so far, then I'll reward myself as well. But now I have snacks, because I have my sins on a night time. Me taking some of those sins out of my night time and putting them into daytime, to me, is like I'm still having that reward because I'm having singe during the day and I don't normally do that. So I'll have the good or bad news, and in my bag will be some sins. It could be a Fibre One bar, it could be an Alpen bar. May have 2 from a Healthy Extra B, but it feels naughty because I've got 2 of them. It could be a little bit of chocolate, a 1 or 2 sin piece of chocolate. It could be anything just to give me that reward. And that's how I've like really conquered my food emotions, is that. And also main emotions I have is Star Week, and like I've said, that's how I have to really combat my emotions, because I just want to eat and eat and eat. So moving on to food emotions, she mentioned food places. Now this is where I really related to. She mentioned about filling your car up and going into the petrol station and grabbing something. And with me, it was on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it depends on what the girls were doing. We would have our coffee morning, we would call it. We'd go to the local cafe and we would have something really dirty. This is prior to Slimming World. So we would have, we call it an oven bottom. Is that a northern thing? It's a big bread cake. I know people call them bread rolls. We call them bread cakes. It's a big bread cake which we call an oven bottom, and then in there it would be an egg, it would be bacon, it'd be mushrooms, it would be Lurpak butter. It was just naughty, and we would have that on a Tuesday. And now, since being on Slimming World, the beginning of my Slimming World journey, I was like, I can't have that. And then I felt really deprived. I was like, oh. But now, because now I know that on a Tuesday or a Wednesday we're going to go to the coffee shop, I treat myself, because with my coffee I have a skinny cappuccino with red milk with and no chocolate sprinkles on top, and the woman who serves me will give me a Lotus biscuit, and they're 2.5 cents because it's they're a bit bigger. So 2.5 cents for this Lotus biscuit, and while the others are having that, I have my Lotus biscuit. Now it sounds stupid, but to me, because I'm using Singe throughout the day, I still feel like I'm having a naughty treat. And yes, I could ask the chef to have grilled bacon, egg, things like that. But really, I don't want it. It's just because the others are having it. And to be quite honest, I never really enjoyed it. It was just a habit I'd got into. Tuesday or Wednesday, egg, bacon, mushrooms on a white oven bottom, please. It was just a habit. And when you look back on it, I can honestly say I don't miss it. I really don't miss it. I really like now my skinny cappuccino and my Lotus biscuit, and I look forward to it now on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Really look forward to it. And because like I've changed my mindset as well, I don't really have like food places anymore. But food places and food ease, I think, go hand in hand. And what I mean by that is if you're out with your family or your friends or whatever, you're in a, just say you're in Pizza Express. No, we'll make it Frankie and Benny's. You're in Frankie and Benny's and you're with your friends, you're with your family, and the menu comes. Sometimes you don't want to look at that menu and go, right, what's the best Slimming World friendly meal? You sometimes just want food ease. And what I mean by that is what you actually fancy in that moment. Now I know Slimming World will say it's a lifestyle change. But me, after I'd have eaten, if I eat something which is, I call it dirty, so like it could be a beef burger in a brioche bun, it could be barbecue chicken, or it could be sticky ribs, something dirty. After I've eaten it and lived that moment of that's what I fancy, after that's eaten, I get this food guilt. And what that means is then the whole week I'm doubting the plan. I'm going, no, I shouldn't have had that, I should have had this. So now I eliminate, I just don't have it, because I don't like having that self-pity or that, oh, I shouldn't have had that, I should have had this, why didn't I do that? It's self-blame. And I've always said you shouldn't self-blame yourself in my video, what I mentioned about positivity. But we do. If I go off plan, and I mean off plan, and have something really dirty, like a meal which I know I shouldn't have, then it plays with my emotions. So now I'll choose the best option I can physically have. And because I'm choosing the best option, it makes me feel, yes, I've done it. I enjoy it. I really enjoy that meal, what's put in front of me. And I never have that spiral where I think, well, I've messed it up. I've messed my meal up. I'm going to self-eat. I think I've made the best choice. This is a lifestyle plan. I've made the best choice possible in that moment, and there's nothing else I can do. Because the alternative from that best option is to have something really dirty and to really go over my sins. But I don't. And I've never thought about it the way Trudi mentioned it. And I'm really glad she made this video because it's really highlighted things for me. And now I've changed food. I do reward myself with food. I won't say I won't. I don't. But I don't reward myself with naughty food. So when it comes to weigh-in day, I don't have the black hole. I don't go, we'll start on Friday. I step off those scales and I'm straight, and that's it. It's still, I just won't get weighed to see how fat, what I've done in that week. And then after I've jumped on, I don't reward myself or have a naughty treat because I've done well that week. Because all you're doing then is playing catch up during the week. So what I do is I have I call them healthy awards. So I still reward myself, but I don't go into a black hole. And how I reward myself is, it could be going to M&S Food Hall, which is quite expensive, I know, but it might be going into M&S Food Hall and getting a sushi. Now, I think the Four Sins M&S sushi because they have a lot of avocado in theirs. But to me, that is the best treat ever because it's lovely. I love it. Or it could be the really small pack. You get carrots and you get that little pot of hummus. Well, I love hummus, and I know you can make some world-friendly hummus, but I like hummus, like proper hummus, and I'll have that as a treat. That'll be my treat. And I reward myself with healthy things, but there's still got a sin value attached to it, but it's not going seriously off plan, and I still feel like I'm being naughty, but I can control that naughtiness. And that's why I think Slimming World works, because you can tailor it to your own needs. And like Trudi said, she can't have chocolate anymore because she knows that one piece of chocolate, she just spirals. And I'm the same, but when I'm on Star Week, but the rest of the time I have chocolate too. I love chocolate. I couldn't live without chocolate. And it's funny, like when she mentioned that going into a certain coffee shop and then getting a coffee, and they might say, do you want to go large and get a cookie for an extra £1, whatever it is. And that was me. That I'd go into Starbucks, but I still have my skinny cappuccino grande with no chocolate sprinkles. I'll always have that. But I don't go, I'll have that piece of cake. And now I tend to take out. So I'll say, can I have a grande cappuccino, a skinny cappuccino grande to take out? Because I'm not in that environment, I won't look at that like gorgeous treat thing where all the cakes are and stare at them and go, I really want one. Why can she have that? Or he can have that over there and I can't. I just don't put myself in that situation. I take it out and I go, take my coffee and I'll walk around shopping. I try and eliminate the places where I really want the bad habits. And that's what it is at the end of the day. It's retraining your mind and retraining yourself to reduce those bad habits and replace the bad habits with positivity and with good habits or a good lifestyle which you're going to lead. So I just want to thank Trudi for making this video, because me rambling on like this, it's made me realise like how far I've come, where I've come from to where I am today. And yeah, and I'm glad you've highlighted it, because I never thought of it as food triggers, food rewards, or bad habits or change. It was just something I did, and I could never name what I did. And you saying those words is really like going, yeah, it is a battle every day. Self-control and determination is what makes you lose the weight on this plan. Because without those two things, I don't think you can do Slimming World, because it is truly a lifestyle change. And when they say it's a lifestyle plan, it is, because you change your whole lifestyle and you have to put things in place to keep you on track. So yeah, I just want to personally thank Trudi for making that video. It was an amazing video. I'll link the original video down below with her Instagram and all that jazz. She's amazing. Once again, thank you. I hope this has helped somewhat. It's really helped me just to ramble on and put my mind, like, place my mind thoughts. Because you know it's like when you go to bed and I watched it late on last night and I'm like, yeah, I do that, and yeah, I did this, and I just think, right, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to ramble and get all my thoughts out, and it's really helped. So take care, send your positive thoughts, Rachel.